But I do kind of like this whole connected enough so that, like, he's not going to die anytime soon.
Correct.
So.
He is emaciated, though.
So we just make sure that, like, once we do the thing, we have a big feast for him, and then we make sure that he doesn't...
Well, no, that's not... You would kill somebody instantly if you did that.
I don't think you eat it all at once, because I won't kill somebody, but, like, you know.
Well, it's like a whole... That's like a whole thing. But, like, yeah. We'll talk about that more when
and
we
then
get
you
to
go
the
to the...
reveal.
You just, like, spend the week at the spa after you come back.
I think it's going to take a little bit more than that for Al.
Okay, like a 6 months?
He needs an ICU stay. All right, you want to watch the next one?
Sure.
All right. This is fine. Oh shit. Oh, is this a clip show?
What?
This might be a clip show.
What?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure actually. It might be a little bit of. Is it a clip show? Oh. Dare, fair warning.
Why is it a clip show?
This might
like,
hold on, don't look.
Can I open my eyes now?
We will see. Okay. A lot of it's gonna be clip shows, so this is just gonna be a short episode, but there is additional stuff in it, so we still have to watch it.
Okay. Why is there a clip show?
It looks like we are new season.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to recap the last season. This is the transition between.
We didn't do that before.
All right, should we get this rock and rolling?
Let's get it started. And
hey, let's get it started. It's a party, I think.
We're not gonna sing the expletive version of that song.
Oh no, it's No, we're not.
Nope.
Anyway, welcome back. We are still talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 27, Interlude Party. Dare, did you have fun at the party?
Shocker.
Yeah.
One, it's a clip show. Did not know that.
Yeah, I actually, you know what's really funny? When I was like thinking about episodes, I was like, I feel like there's a clip show in here somewhere and I don't remember where. And here we go. We stumbled upon it.
But I'm going to say this.
But there is still stuff in here. It's not all clip show. There's still stuff that's
right. I was
going
to say, like, I kind of like this as a clip show.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. I don't like clip shows.
Yeah, I think
but this is
what this does, I think it takes a lot of the information that we've been given and like puts it in like
frames it in differently.
Yes, it repackages it in a way where it's making you put things together without telling you outright, but also without just making you figure out a lot on your own. So I think it's actually like it's a good like catch up episode.
Right, because like most clip shows, they're to like one save money. And they don't actually have, like, this. I think what this episode has, like, an advantage as a really great framing device.
Yes.
Because most clip shows don't, or their communities clip shows, which are just parodies.
Yeah, correct. So let's get started with a synopsis. I'll try not to rehash the clip show stuff too much. Yay!
Yay! Happy birthday!
Absolute buzzkill Van Hohenheim.
Drink up.
Pinocchio.
Aw, it's Granny.
It's unhealthy to drink alone.
He really hasn't aged, has he?
No.
Hey!
Interesting. Aw. But before we do that, we have a new opening. It's a new season, so we have a new opening. So it's going to take time to adjust to, but we see some stuff in the opening.
Like right now, like I'm not a fan of it, but I wasn't a fan of the next one, the first. So like we'll give it time. Oh.
New opening.
Oh, it's going to take a while to get used to this. Why do you go like that, buddy?
It's a motif.
What's that?
Oh.
That's Sloth?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to meet Sloth.
I forgot they were upfront about that. Oh, this guy's coming back.
Oh, yeah, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, we see some stuff in the opening where, because sometimes I forget like when things come into the plot, but they feature a lot of the Briggs stuff in the opening, and I'm really excited.
I do know if something is featured, because Kimberly, is that his name?
Yeah.
Because he was in the theme song, so I'm like, okay, so he's going to be in.
Yeah, he's going to become a way bigger player, and we see a lot of new characters in this, and don't worry, we will get to them.
I believe you.
We see some of the additional sins too. We see Sloth in the opening.
Yeah.
So
hey, Cailin, what's our framing device?
Oh my god, wouldn't you love to know. So our framing device is we're actually following Hohenheim, this episode Van Hohenheim, and it looks like this is taking place a long time ago. Hohenheim, there's this party going on, everyone's dancing around a fire, and Hohenheim is watching on, and he is hanging out with his old drinking buddy, Pinako Rockbell, who you see is significantly younger here.
Yeah.
She's smoking. She looks great. Granny Pinako can get it.
She kind of looks like Trisha, but I think that just might be a design thing.
I think it's more of a design
That's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just like a young woman here.
But I don't think they did it.
No, they're just buddies. They're drinking buddies. Like we see them drinking together. And so Pinako has the kind of personality too that I think helps bring him out of his shell, because she's like giving him a hard time, and he's like, whatever, takes a drink. Aw. Pinako could get it. Look at her.
I guess you don't think this is the right time for a party, do you? Oh, I don't know. Times like these, people have to enjoy themselves when they can. Especially in this country.
Oh.
This conflict in Ishval, it's just one after another. We're always at war.
How it feels to live in America.
And no matter how many times it happens, they never
But this is a
learn.
different one
the
because
human race
this
is made
is-
up of violent, miserable fools.
What? Oh! Hello?
So it's fun. So they're having like a conversation and talking about, things that are going on, because it sounds like during these times there's been some conflicts, specifically like in Ishval. So that's been a thing that's been going on apparently for a while.
Yeah.
Or has it?
But it makes me think that, I'd say, a lot of countries,
Mm-hmm.
there's usually some tensions.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. Sure.
Except in, North Dakota. No, there's tensions there.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
I was going to say, we've all seen Fargo.
Oh, I meant, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Iowa,
Sure.
they just have Music Man.
That's true. You know what though? It starts. Oh my god! Well, how does the whole line go? I was just trying to remember this the other day. And that means trouble, and that starts with T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands
It's
for
for pool.
pool. I forgot what the first part of that is.
Boy, you got trouble.
Yeah. Boy, you got trouble. Yeah.
Trouble in this.
That starts with T, and that stands for pool.
Aw.
Da.
There's only one time I ever actually wanted to see the Music Man, and it was not even when my high school did it.
Was it when Hugh Jackman was doing it?
And Sam Foster.
Fair and no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's not my favorite musical.
Oh, I don't like
or
it.
it's not even really.
It's not.
It doesn't even rank. I think
it's one of the whitest musicals.
Yeah.
That exists.
Yeah. Which is really saying something.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Anyway.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Anyway, so yeah, they're talking.
Hey, dance with me.
Well, aren't you the ladies' man, Hohenheim?
I don't dance. I'll just sit here and watch you.
No, that sounds creepy.
Come dance with me.
That sounds creepy.
Look at this codger. He'll break his
know what
hip
he
if he
meant.
tries dancing with you. There. Why didn't you go dance with those kids?
You're mean.
That girl, so bossy.
Kind of talking through like the things that the country has been through, and then there's a moment where this small girl comes up to Hohenheim and she's like, "I want to dance," and he's like, "No," and she's like, "But I want to dance," and Pinako was like, "Why don't you just play with other children, you weirdo?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." And she goes to play with children. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a young Trisha, but like,
If it is,
I think
that's terrifying.
that's why I was like, yeah, creep. But I think again, because of the way this is framed, I think that's supposed to be more representative. I think like an actual memory. I think
right.
Because as they're talking,
Weren't your two boys around her age when they started planning to bring back their mom?
What?
wait a minute,
I'm confused.
it's like it's fine.
It's
Their
not
father.
it's not that deep.
Why didn't you say anything to them?
Because it would have been pointless to do so. Nothing can change the reality of what they've done. They'd still be damned.
That's a little harsh.
So that's not Pinako?
Their sins.
Oh, it is. It's like
Pinako's like
Pinako's like, oh my god, wasn't that the age your boys were at when they did human transmutation?
Right,
And
and
at
like-
this point, you're like, what? because now our impression of what time it is gotten just like spun on its head, because we're going from what we think is just a straight flashback to now we realize this is just a framing device. This is less of a memory and more of a dream in a way.
But it also kind of makes you think, I don't know if it's either just because like he just saw Pinako or
Yeah.
like that he actually like sees there's like a true friend, that like he's kind of like that thing of like when your conscious like talking to itself, that like
Yeah.
it brings like a good friend.
That's really, I think, really what this
You're
is.
not like talking, you don't talk to yourself, you talk to like somebody that you know.
Yeah, and I think very much so. I think Pinako is, an old friend of Hohenheim, and she is the voice. She is the voice of reason. She is the conscience in this episode.
Yeah.
And she is the humanity in this episode. We love her.
Yeah.
The Rock Bells really be saving the day, left, right, and center. So.
And they don't get treated well enough.
Amen. So then this is where we're kind of launching back into flashbacks. We see like,
You remember, there was some trauma.
remember like the brothers, they did human transmutation.
Body parts were lost, bodies were lost.
Then we're launching into
There's a demon
figuring
thingy.
out. Yeah. And then we go from there being like, okay, now I got the bodies back. We got to figure out the Philosopher's Stone. Oh my God, the Philosopher's Stone's made of people. This, that, the other thing.
We covered it.
We covered it. What's the interesting stuff? Dara, what stood out to you in these flashbacks? Because you said something to me and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back and cover it. I think he's going through it.
Why?
Ooh.
It's remarkable how weak they are. They've an innate fear of the dark. And how do they handle this fear? They simply pretend that it doesn't
I
exist.
know we're about it.
They run away from it. How could anyone say humans aren't weak? It's an inherent trait. So then, how about we take advantage of their weakness? They certainly do make a good natural resource, right? It's all they're good for. Fullmetal Alchemist.
Do you mind?
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Get it, Pinako. The most
Maybe
important thing
you'll
in this
find the
episode is
truth
that Pinako
hidden
can get
within
it.
the truth.
I think that's also where we find out like what the actual like plan is, or what the actual plan is for the Philosopher's Stone with
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dr. Marco.
Dr. Marco.
Like
yeah.
he kind of like we figure out what he was like his plan, what he thought the plan was to make the whole country.
Make the whole country a Philosopher's Stone. It's also we're tying that in. So this tie is really interesting we're getting flashbacks onto way earlier, before Marco brought this up, to Mace Hughes.
Not bad, huh? I'm afraid it's not just the East. There have been reports of uprisings in the North and West as well.
Even now, we still have skirmishes at the borders of Arago to the south and Creta to the west. North of us is the huge country, Drachma.
The bodies are piling up all over. The government's gonna have a hard time keeping control at this rate.
You know what? I've been sitting here a while, trying to decide what you mean by sacrifice. Trying to figure out why I'm here.
Yes.
What it is exactly you want me to do.
Yes.
Lior, these endless uprisings, the Philosopher's Stone, human sacrifices, and the outright genocide of the Ishvalan people. Then this means, how could this even happen? And who could have orchestrated something as terrible as this?
I'm fairly certain that what you're doing right now is using this land and its people to form a giant transmutation circle. And your hope is that the end result will be the creation of a Philosopher's Stone. Am I wrong?
But why?
That's a question.
You've always known about their plans.
Who's
He's
looking into
dead.
He's dead now, because he's looking into the history of the country and he's like, oh wait, there's some conflicts here. There's some conflicts here.
So it kind of sounds like he figured out that the military was like all in on like getting just like doing conflicts for something that's probably related to a Philosopher's Stone. Oh, I gotta tell people. I hope nobody comes and kills me.
Exactly. Yeah, because remember, like, because I was trying not to give this away, obviously, because it would give away a huge spoiler that if it's not said already. But we're talking about, I give Hughes a lot of credit because he's very smart. Hughes is the first person not on the enemy side to figure out what is going on here.
Yeah.
And so we understand why he had to die.
We realized that like all of the upper military and even the Fuhrer like was in on a plan for something, and they are only really creating conflict and putting, I don't know, innocent people to force them to commit war crimes because they think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
To, like, including him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, oh, I gotta go tell my buddy.
Yeah.
But like, then people go and kill him.
Yeah. So Hughes really was too good for this world, and
Rest in
he had to be
peace.
taken out. But we get to see how, like, that's smart. He figured it out 20 episodes before everyone else. Like, that's not nothing. That's smart.
What if that's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was down thinking maybe like, yes, would Mustang have believed him if he told him?
Sure.
Oh, that's it, because I'm thinking like, yes, because like, one, like, especially because like he was like, he doesn't lie to him.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if somebody's calling you about something like super sus, on a non-military line, that usually means something.
Yeah, I mean, and Mustang put that together real quick. He was like, "Oh, he found out that he found out something." Like,
which is why it's probably a fuck up to kill him.
Yeah,
you probably should have just kidnapped him.
Yeah, right.
But even then, I feel like Mustang would be like,
no, yeah, because either way, they were. I mean,
like that feels like a
Hughes
major.
put them in a catch-22 there.
He did.
He put them in a fantastic.
It's either like we tell we let him tell Mustang and then figure out a plan to like still stop them anyway.
Yeah.
Or we just kill him. But then, like, I feel like they didn't think it was a catch-22 because I don't think they knew Mustang well enough at that point.
Yeah.
Because like if they did, then they would have probably like tried another workaround.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they knew Mustang and thought, and like if they realized that like, oh, Mustang, like if we kill his friend, he's gonna do everything in his power to find out why his friend had to die. Yeah. And gonna find out everything.
But also the Mongolian don't view humans with much like, they don't really like.
But you should know that
really
humans do view that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a flaw.
Yeah, that's actually a conversation. Oh, we're going to full circle this. Because as we kind of pop in and out of these flashbacks, kind of putting things together, kind of help steering.
Hey, who else is there?
Of who else? Oh my God.
Cailin.
So there, yeah. So while we're talking about that, we're also having this conversation back at this party about humans and the human condition. Yeah.
Quick question: is this the first time we see Hohenheim's eyes? Or did we see them in the episode where we saw him? And I don't remember.
This is the first time. I think most of the time we see him, his glasses are glazed over. So I forget if this is the first time, but like I think this is the first time we really have that focus on his eyes, and like we see the humanity kind of in his eyes in that way, because his eyes get to be softer here and not just like.
He becomes a bit softer in this episode. I was like, why? Like, oh, like there is something interesting about him. So you were right.
Thank you. I would never lead you astray. That's a lie. So anyway, but there is this conversation about the like human condition, and where like Pinako is.
Even if I'd spoken up, warned them, it wouldn't have changed anything. I've watched humanity for a long time now.
A long time?
And all I've seen them do is endlessly repeat the same mistakes.
What?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's like they choose to be helpless.
What? No, never.
They roll over. They're so fragile. How can they not break?
I told you. The Philosopher's Stone's my core.
Kind of on the side of like, the humans and human spirit, and Hohenheim is very cynical. Hohenheim is not like anti-human, which is a stark contrast to what we see appear alongside of him, which is a man who looks exactly like Hohenheim. Also in like the same kind of like
but without glasses.
Era. Yeah, without glasses.
But it doesn't matter. Nothing they can do will make us give up. And someday we will win.
You're just wearing yourselves out.
Well, the only way we're gonna find out is if we try. It's better than just lying down and accepting it. You really don't care? You're fine with losing Ed and Al and everyone else you know?
Well, he did leave.
So I'm really good at this, actually.
You're really getting worked up over this, aren't you? Don't kid yourself into thinking you can help any of them. You know that they're going to wind up dead no matter what you do. And then what happens? You're left with nothing, that's what. The smart thing to do, the only thing, take whatever is important to you and run away as far as you possibly can.
What?
But he's dressed in like a very similar era and style that Hohenheim is dressed at, so he looks like he belongs at this party. And he's kind of the other side here. He is like, you know, humans are weak and they're dumb. And Hohenheim is more of like the humans keep making mistakes. Not that humans, he isn't talking about humans as being less than, but he talks about them being very misguided and just prone to doing the same thing over and over again. So he's very cynical about them being able to be better.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pinako is like, because we don't give up, that's what makes humans pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, his father, is just like, yeah, fuck them humans.
It's kind of like the angel and devil.
Yeah, and you see Hohenheim, like, Hohenheim is not on the same side as father here. Like, there's obvious conflict.
But
here
they do look similar, eh?
They do look like some guy. Oh.
You act like you have a conscience.
How'd you get over there?
But you're just being sentimental. Isn't that right, Hohenheim?
Oh, haha.
You think you can change
Mindfuck.
things? You honestly believe one act of caring will make you human?
Hello?
How could it? Look at your own face. Humans are nothing but a resource.
Can't wait to hear
and
your
if we
theories
don't
after this.
use them, they'll spread like weeds. You can't change reality, only your perception. Tell me what you think you could actually change. The nature of their species? They will always be weak and frightened creatures.
Isn't that weird? Is that really funny how they look really similar like that? Is that
Hey,
funny?
hey,
I don't think
hey,
it's related. Hey, yeah, there, what's
hey.
up? Hey. How can I
So,
help
like, not that part was confirmed, but, like,
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit about Hohenheim that I thought was confirmed. That
Okay.
he is not really human.
Well, I think there's been some clues beforehand as far as him looking
But
the
this kinda
exact
feels-
same like 60 years ago.
But this feels more like, okay, this is, like, confirmed because, like, they say, like, look at like, you and, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
a little bit, so, like, theories are getting.
Yeah.
So, like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just want I'm just gonna make sure I read through. Were there any other flashbacks that were standing out? I think 'cause they look the same to me. The ones that I
think, like, 'cause there was like a thing.
Hughes.
There's a thing of like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a weird thing that it's not a flashback, but I think like before the flashbacks that I'm thinking of is when father kind of like grabs Pinaka but then pulls it off.
Oh yeah, because
takes the
that's
face
yeah. So there's face off. Yeah, I just that before I was gonna get there, but I wanted to see if make sure we didn't have any other.
No, I think like at the end I feel like there's like more points.
That's a lot more
but...
flash. That's why I was like, I want to make sure that we're not missing any of the clip show stuff that we actually want to talk about. I think we talked about all we want to talk about. You guys watch the show, you know what happens. So yes, there becomes this conflict point, and this is after like Pinako says to Hohenheim, he's like humans can be stupid, yeah, sure, but like they are weak, but that is why they fight. Like they fight because they're like nothing is a guarantee. She's like, yes, we fight because we can die. Or was it Pinako said that or Trisha said that?
I think Trisha said that.
Trisha
That
said
was the thing
Never
of
mind.
like
but
that was one of the other things that popped up of like Trisha comes in and says like, no, like we have to be weak because then we can grow.
We
A
will
lot of help.
change. Because we can change. I know it. We may be weak, but we just have to be. If not, then we wouldn't have any reason to grow, to get strong. I know that it may seem futile to you, but it's not. Because we are getting stronger with every step we take.
And in turn, they'll protect the ones they love. It seems like the least we tiny humans can do for each other.
But I wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, and so like, but Pinako is all about the human spirit, and so she has that. And then there's like a moment where Pinako is talking, and all of a sudden, I think Hohenheim disappears, and father is behind
Which gave me like
them.
a whole like new theory for like a quick second, but then I realized it was a dream. So like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a dream.
I was about to say like, is it Jekyll hide Jekyll Jekyll?
Jekyll hide Jekyll hide.
Yeah, you remember the song from Arthur?
What's that?
The song from Arthur?
No.
I've never seen. It's like
haven't.
I forget the character. name, but it wasn't Arthur. It was like that. It was like another. I think it's like one of the smarter kids.
Okay.
And he has a dream about Jekyll and Hyde and like the song, and it's a gift somewhere where it's like his like his face like turns green as well, and he's reading Jekyll and Hyde. I guess because kid show.
Because of course, yeah.
But it's like he was Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
I'll find it.
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist. So yeah, so like Father appears, and he's like the man. Humans are weak, they ain't shit, and like comes up to Pinako. Actually, just kind of does like a Uno reverse, just kind of gets behind her, takes her, and then peels the face off, and it reveals that it's actually was Hohenheim in there the whole time. So I mean, the whole thing is just Hohenheim in his subconscious, but the idea is that Hohenheim is like hiding within his own humanity, I think here, or he I think there's a bit of that is optimistic, but it's it's kind of hidden, or he would rather kind of take the side of humans rather than with whatever the fuck Father's doing.
But that means he knows Father.
Yeah. I mean, they look exactly the same. It'd be weird if they never met up to this point.
Well, doppelgangers are a thing.
Doppelgangers are a thing. Jekyll Hyde is also a thing.
That's true.
So, but yes.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like he's like having that dilemma of like, I guess I'm gonna say for now until it's proven otherwise. Okay, so like the people who raised him and probably didn't treat him that well. Okay. If I'm gonna be honest, of like their views on like humanity, but then he met people who were like, it feels like probably like when his younger days it wasn't given kindness, and like for some reason like they made it maybe like I feel like if he was me, I feel like he might have been like the first attempt at some kind of homunculi thing, or homunculus, whatever, and they failed because they realized he needed human connection. Okay. And then he ran off and got that from people that he like, and from people who cared about him. Yeah. But he's still like cynical about the world and like probably some people died. Yeah. So it's like, and then because I feel like he was like, okay, we can't make them like human-y. So yeah, I think yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to. There's a couple lines and I don't remember all of Father's lines, but it's whatever. But yeah, so when he like there, and it's an interesting moment like after he takes the face off and it's Father and Hohenheim. That get away from here. That we see like Hohenheim's face gets all weird because he starts having like people like and like faces come out of his face in a way that looks like very visually adjacent to the people that were in Envy. So we're drawing a very direct visual parallel between like having different souls within your body, or like this idea of like what the Philosopher's Stone is. So like yeah, that was on purpose. I'm not going to say anything else, but that was on purpose. That's interesting. That's weird.
That's suspicious. That's but yeah, and so but like he's able to kind of like fight that off and just goes away. And this conflict that he's having with the father that's in his subconscious kind of goes away, and then we get to see Hohenheim with Trisha shows up. Yeah.
How old was she? Don't think about it.
Don't.
It's even. I feel like
she's.
It's also kind of.
It's like.
I mean, like he's also kind of. I feel like he's also way older than he is claiming. Like.
Yeah, it's like don't. It's like just don't think about it. It's like it's way more cute if you don't think about it. I mean, she's
sweet.
not.
She's
over 18.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, it is like I said. Like it's not the. He's definitely more in like that Twilight ick kind of thing, where they kind of stay the same age.
Yeah. Yes.
But they have all the experiences of like living through those years. Yeah. Or like vampire love, like that kind of thing, versus like a Captain America thing where he was frozen, so it's okay. Yeah.
But
again, like besides that, it seems really sweet.
It is very sweet. That's why I'm like, don't think about it. Like it's really sweet, but like we cannot think about it.
And then like he just like sees a bunch of people that he loves.
Yeah. You see, I'm sure we can change because we're weak and because we die. We have to fight in order to live, and that's what will make us strong.
You tell him, honey.
And if that's not enough, if you're still not convinced that we can change, then think about us.
Aww.
All of the days we spent with our family in Risenwold.
Why does he look like he's in a shoujo? Congratulations. Even in his fantasy, his son still fucking hates him.
Yeah. Including Ed, who's just kind of like...
Oh my god, that was so fun. Yeah, it's Trisha's, we see like a young Trisha, which probably around the time that they first met, I'm assuming, or like when she's younger, and she kind of walks him through, like, again, like, she's on the side of humanity. She is like, you know, we are weak, but we fight, and the human experience is worth it because of those weaknesses. Like, you know, we live, we die, like, we make it worth it in our own way. And she was like, and she asked him to, like, think about, you know, the family that they had together, you know, having some reflections. Like, they built a family, and we get to see her when she was, like, older and, like, after she became a mother. And it's very sweet, and it's like, aw.
It kind of makes it think, like, you stick with humanity because, like, of the people that you love.
Yeah, and so then we get to see, like, everyone that Hohenheim has presumably built human connection with kind of lines up, including his sons, which is so freaking funny because Ed is just not having it. Even in Hohenheim's subconscious, his son hates him.
I feel like that's a him issue.
That's a him issue, though. That is a him issue.
I think that's the thing. I'm like, maybe I don't want my son to look at me like that.
Yeah. It's even like when Hohenheim, like, even when, like, subconscious Trisha is like, oh my god, look at our sons. Like, I was like, yay. And it's like, oh man, fuck you, Dad. It's really funny, but it's very sweet.
Yes,
and it's this very, like, shoujo moment because there's, like, cherry blossoms everywhere, but it's very sweet, and we get to see, like, Hohenheim from being this, like, very stoic kind of individual, and, like, oh,
hello,
good night. Good night. My man, he's like, well, that's the last time I have tomatoes right before bed.
Tomatoes?
Acid reflux.
Oh.
I was dreaming.
He's like, thank God. That was rough.
Bye.
Thanks for all the help.
Alcohol solves all our problems.
I don't know. This seems like why you shouldn't drink before bed. He kind of softens, and he thinks about the people that he cares about.
Well, even the point of, like, when I think my father's talking, she's, like, looking at his hands, of, like, it kind of sounds like he's having, like, a panic attack.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, definitely. He's going through all the emotions because he's seen some shit. We don't know exactly what all he's seen, but you know, there's obvious conflict that he is going through and has gone through and probably will go through that we don't know for certain yet, but we're starting to understand a bit more about who he is as a character and kind of, like, where his thoughts are.
And then he wakes up?
And it was all a dream.
And then he looks at alcohol and says, like, thanks.
Remember, kids, you can solve all your internal problems
with alcohol.
I think... was that the message? I thought the message was...
I think it's more like the memories of drinking with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Helped him become the person who he is.
Yeah, exactly. Like his memories with Pinako, like, really helped with Pinako and Trisha and everything. Really anchored his humanity to him.
Drink responsibly and don't drink and drive.
The message really is acid reflux is a hell of a thing. Anyway, but that's that episode. So clip show. But framed in a way where we learn more about Hohenheim, get to see get glimpses of the past and get to a little bit know more about his character before we learn more about the villain and what that connection is.
Right.
Hopefully, maybe.
So, I like this.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of, like, I'm not 100% sure fully what Hohenheim is, but he's not human.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
We'll say that. Which,
not completely human.
But, like, he's definitely human enough because, like we said, like, Ed and Al look like him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's enough that he can, like, I don't know, like, I'm still wondering, like, why he stuck with humanity. Like, did he, like, try not to, but then just, like, people were accepting of him and, like, he felt something.
Yeah.
In his little heart. I don't know. Like, that I'm still, like, But I'm like, okay, there's like several things I'm curious about.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions. Like I think it sets up the season really nicely because it allows us to have some recap, and also kind of set some stage on like where, like what's relevant and like what we need to know going forward, but in a way where we still get to learn more and not just rehash caps.
But we're gonna see more of Papa.
You know it, and also Father, Papa.
I do kind of feel like this season, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be like super early on or even like early-ish on that like we're kind of gonna get, because I feel like we have to have most of the knowledge before like the final episodes, because I feel like the final episodes are gonna be like a giant fight for the most part, but to do that, because there's like a lot of still like hanging, what's the term, like hanging pieces that we need to connect.
Oh yeah,
are missing pieces. So I feel like that little bit is gonna be confirmed within like soonish. Yeah. Because then we need to get the other stuff resolved.
Yeah.
Or like at least like that's my thing. Like I want everything resolved before we're like full blown plan. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna maybe like there could be a twist, but like
exactly. Yeah, so here we go. Would you like some fun facts?
Yeah.
Some episode notes? So this episode is a recap of the events of the first 26 episodes and also provides valuable insight into Hohenheim's character. Yes, thank you for stating that. Shout out wiki writers. So none of the events regarding Hohenheim and his interactions with Father Pinocchio and Trisha in this episode are part of the main story, nor does it follow the series timeline, as this episode is actually just part of a dream. So it's really just, again, it's for framing and for some insight, but this isn't like... This, I think this is done for the purpose of the show, and this actually isn't like in the manga or anything. Okay. They don't do clip shows in the manga, because why would you just redraw the same thing? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, you would just
copy paste. The transmutation circle, which appears in the background of this episode title card, is the human transmutation circle used by the Elric brothers. This episode features young Pinocchio Rockbell and Trisha Elric, both as a child and as an adult. Yay!
Also, like I feel like with the Pinocchio saying like, did you know, like, your boys were gonna, like, do that transmutation? And it's like, I couldn't have stopped them. It's like, no, but if you told them what would have happened.
Yeah, I think...
It would have worked.
I don't think he gives himself enough credit as far as, like, the role that he plays. I think he's a very... he removes himself from kind of things around him, but that doesn't mean that that's how other people look at him.
Also, now I'm concerned about human sacrifice.
What about human sacrifice?
Because it sounds like they could sacrifice, like, any human.
Probably.
So what makes that now special? I know the human.
The human, specifically when they're talking about human sacrifice, they're talking about someone who can open the gate. So like what like the in human sacrifice and like the form of their plan is like we need someone who can open the gate. We don't know for why, but like there's also the sacrifice of like killing a bunch of people for the stone. So we're using sacrifice for both of those, but there's different. Between like title of human sacrifice and the process of human sacrifice.
Okay.
This episode also features many shots of the in-joke brand of booze, Stray Dog, named after a previous series of Arakawas, which has also appeared several times in the manga. So it's just like a reference to a previous work of the author. This episode is the first in the third season. Hooray. So it says, well, Tsunaidate replaces Let It Out as the ending from this episode. The latter plays as an insert song near the end of the episode. So it makes for a nice moment at the end.
I love this singing Let It All Out because it was the only
Let It All Out. I know, that's my favorite thing to do like in like a absolute mindfuck of an episode where you just go Let It All Out.
Yeah, it was fun.
Near the 3-minute 20-second mark, Mace Hughes can be seen reading a newspaper. The text in the article actually consists of excerpts from a piece written by Uriah J. Fields regarding his first-hand account of racially charged LA riots of 1992.
Oh.
That's actually a really fun fact. That's, I mean, not the LA riots were not fun, but like, so of course the riots follow the acquittal of 4 white police officers who brutally beat Rodney King, a black man, verdict that many saw as unjust. So that's actually
I mean, like, let's be honest here. It's not like there was like a video of the fight or anything that clearly shows something. Oh, and then we were just being like, no, they're not, what's like.
Oh, no. But so actually that's actually really
that's not even that area of the LA riots that like hurts the most, because like I watched like a history thing on it about Latasha Hart, and there was video clearly showing a man shooting her in the head and he got off.
Yeah. It's makes
America's fun.
America's fun. But it's really fascinating to me that they use that as the text for that, because that says something.
That racism is bad.
Exactly.
America is totally not racist. Wait. Fullmetal Alchemist
Brotherhood. So I think that is the end of the episode. Any other thoughts before I go to a comment corner?
No.
All right. It is time for a comment corner.
Remember to leave comments.
Y'all, we need comments because...
we know we were gone for a little... How long were we gone for? Like
a couple weeks, yeah.
Summer happens.
That's not even that bad.
Summer lovin' had me a blast.
It's happened so fast. All right, today we are going to read the comments for Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 19, which is Death of the Undying. Yeah? Not Death of the Undying.
No,
episode 19? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Oh, this is when we talk about shipping. Yay. So, let's see. Matthew Maddow says... I was really expecting the ship to be the bear and the wall, which is a reference to something that happens later on the series. Which is funny. I had to look that up because I had to remember it. Pandy Rocker says, banger episode and reaction. Thank you. Even if you didn't touch on the greatest tragedy of this episode, Jean had never gotten to see Lust's tattoo. You know, her tattoo. Because it was right there.
You got to see it at the end, though.
A little bit, but like really not while they were dating. So,
but then I feel like he might have been dead if he did, and if she. I'm also like that's Lust's fault because like if she would have just like flashed him, he would have been down for the count.
I know, like he would.
So like that's
without having to paralyze him. He wouldn't paralyze him.
That's on you, Lust.
Think smart, not hard.
Hopefully, in the next fight, nobody burns you alive, and then you can do it.
Yeah. Awkward. All right, so this is a kind of a long comment, but I think I'm going to go for it. This is from Chase Randolo, who says, thank you for commenting. Have you commented before? Oh, you have a few times. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for commenting. And also says, the Philosopher's Stone isn't just for their healing. It's also where their specific abilities originate from. Think of the abilities of the homunculi as if they are hard-coded alchemical transmutations embedded within their very being. They cannot do normal alchemy, but they can naturally do their specific abilities through these hard-coded alchemical equations, which are powered by the Philosopher's Stone. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Makes sense to me too. And then there's just more details on that. I would encourage you to go to episode 19 to read all that because it's actually a really good explanation. Breaks down each homunculi's ability and like how that ties into alchemy and the alchemical process. So go read it.
Yeah.
And then we have another comment for, this is the first one. This is Atla Chanaka?
Sure.
Or Atla I'm sorry.
Wait, which episode is that?
It's the one I was.
Oh, okay.
Same episode. But this is someone who just commented for the first time, so I'm really excited. Thank you. For Anime's defense, this was also in the manga, and which
we're talking about the Bazoombas.
No, it's a different comment.
Oh.
No, it is actually a comment. It's about Bazongas. This is when Lust does the boob jiggle.
That's why I said we were like boom.
Yeah, which is exactly. For Anime's defense, this is also the manga, and when editor told author that she should cut out jokes because this was a serious chapter, she was worried she would have to cut out the boob jokes. The editor assured the author that that's the one joke she has to keep. It's like the one time we do like a series like real like anime boob jiggle, and it's played perfectly. So Hiroma Arakawa, you have my life. I say that at least 6 times a day because God, I love this series. Anyway, so that was comments. Thank you so much. I do kind of
want to read the manga, even though it's right to left.
You get used to it pretty quick.
Yeah, but I can't read it now.
Yeah,
because
no,
we finished the show.
Correct.
It's like that one was when I found the book in a Barnes & Noble, and I didn't get anything spoiled for me, but I found the Chimera part. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, so thank you for all the comments, everyone. Remember, we do read your comments on the show, so please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. It's my girlfriend. Why? I thought let me close that. Sorry. Hey, babe. Oh my God, no, stop! I closed it. Oh my God. Girl.
Did he text me like, hey,
I'm recording. Okay, if she texts and immediately sees I go on Do Not Disturb, it's probably not gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be fine. I'll figure it out later.
It's fine.
It's fine. So
Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh my God.
Do we do it?
Yes, you can do like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, so you know when we post videos, then you comment on them and then read your comments on the show. We're also available audio form only on anywhere that you get your regularly scheduled podcast.
Well, Spotify and Apple.
Apple.
There's about 10 million.
That's where you get your podcast. I know.
We're not on Stitcher.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We are Witty Clothes on there. Please find us and like our stuff. It's a good time. We are also on Patreon. Dara, what's on Patreon?
Monthly live streams. We either talk, watch a movie, play a game, or several. We keep saying we might get drunk, and then we don't.
I know, we're not that fun. I don't know. After watching this episode, I'm still 50-50 on the whole thing.
Right.
What drinking does
as a $5 level, you get monthly live streams where, not monthly live streams, you get that, but then you get our spin-off show, first section, or fan reaction.
Yeah.
Where we watch show that we both have seen or neither of us have seen. Right now we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh, you also get early episode access.
You do. You get a week early. So, like, if you can't wait. I think that's a good idea. A full week. So, like, literally, whatever episode is was public yesterday as of recording this, you get the next week's episodes already on Patreon. So.
Yes. Which I think is fun. So definitely follow us on Patreon and give us money if you please. Thank you. And thank you to all our existing Patreons because you guys are the best.
Yeah.
And
if we have any updates on that stuff, we will let you know.
Yep. And you can also email us wittyclothes@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about more Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood next with episode 28, Father, and episode 29, Struggle of the Fool. Until next time, I'm Kim Clothier.
I'm Dara Whitman.
Peace.
I'm a homunculus.
What?
Aww.
You know what that means, right? I'm an artificially
Creed, I
created
missed you.
human.